Just weeks after Typhoon Kalmegi ravaged the Philippines, nature is striking again, and this time, even harder. A new monster storm has emerged from the Pacific. Typhoon Uwan, internationally known as Typhoon Fung-Wong, has rapidly exploded into a super typhoon, now bearing down on millions across northern and central Luzon. With winds nearing 185 kilometers per hour and gusts surpassing 230, Uwan is no ordinary storm. Its massive circulation stretches hundreds of kilometers, capable of affecting areas far from its center. For many Filipinos still recovering from recent disasters, this feels like a nightmare repeating itself. Far too soon. As of Sunday morning, November 9th, Typhoon Uwan was last spotted about 125 kilometers east-northeast of Evacuations, moving west-northwest at roughly 25 to 30 kilometers per hour. According to PAGASA, the Philippine Weather Bureau, Uwan has officially reached super typhoon status, the highest classification possible, signaling the potential for catastrophic destruction. Satellite imagery reveals a menacing picture, a perfectly formed eye surrounded by walls of violent thunderstorms.
Uy, yung motor! Putang ina! Naabot na guys! Naabot yung mga motor oh!
It's a textbook image of a fully developed, deadly tropical cyclone. Forecasters now warn that Uwan could make landfall in Aurora province, possibly late Sunday night or early Monday morning, before cutting a destructive path across northern Luzon. By midweek, the storm is expected to weaken as it moves into the Taiwan Strait. Authorities are warning of 4 major dangers: destructive winds, torrential rain, storm surges, and landslides. Along the eastern coasts of Luzon, especially in Aurora, Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, and Quezon, storm surges could reach 3 meters, flooding entire coastal communities and sweeping away homes. In the mountain provinces of Ifugao, Benguet, and Nueva Vizcaya, the combination of soaked hillsides and continuous rain raises a high risk of landslides, a deadly pattern Filipinos know all too well. Even Metro Manila, far from Uwan's center, is bracing for heavy rainfall and flash floods. Because of the storm's immense size, no province in northern or central Luzon can afford to let its guard down. As Uwan approaches, mass evacuations are already in motion. More than 1 million residents across vulnerable coastal and landslide-prone regions have been ordered to leave their homes. Schools are closed, flights canceled, ferry operations suspended. Power companies are preparing for widespread blackouts, while military and disaster response teams are on standby for search, rescue, and relief operations. In towns across Aurora and Quezon, residents are boarding up windows, securing roofs, and pulling fishing boats ashore. A ritual they've repeated too many times. For many, it's a painful déjà vu, a cycle of preparing, evacuating, and rebuilding that feels endless. The timing couldn't be worse. Just weeks earlier, Typhoon Kalmegi, locally known as Tino, unleashed massive flooding and infrastructure damage across Luzon and Visayas. Many families are still cleaning up the wreckage, patching roofs, and waiting for power restoration. Now, as another super typhoon looms, they're being forced to flee again, this time under even more dangerous conditions. Officials worry that disaster fatigue may cause some to underestimate the threat, refusing to evacuate despite repeated warnings. But authorities are pleading, don't wait until it's too late. In the coastal town of Baler, Aurora, people are packing what little they can carry. A local fisherman told reporters, "We've tied down our boats, but if the surge comes, we'll lose everything again. We just pray it won't be as bad as the last one." In evacuation centers across Catanduanes and Quezon, families huddle close, listening to storm updates on battery-powered radios. Volunteers distribute food, water, and blankets, while teachers open classrooms as makeshift shelters. Local mayors have been personally going door to door, urging everyone to evacuate before dark. One official in Aurora said, "This is not a storm we can fight. The only thing we can do is protect lives." PAGASA has raised signal number 4 alerts for multiple provinces, a level indicating extreme winds and life-threatening conditions. The Department of Social Welfare and Development has pre-positioned thousands of relief packs across Luzon. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard has suspended all sea travel in the eastern seaboard. President Marcos Jr. has declared a national emergency response, directing agencies to coordinate for swift evacuations and post-storm recovery. The armed forces and Philippine National Police have been mobilized to assist in rescue, medical, and clearing operations once conditions improve. Meteorologists warn that even after Uwan weakens, its trailing rains could continue to drench Luzon, swelling rivers and causing floods for several days. After crossing Luzon, Typhoon Uwan is forecast to head toward the Taiwan Strait, potentially bringing heavy rain and gusty winds to southern Taiwan and southeastern China by November 11th or 12th. Although it will gradually weaken as it interacts with land and cooler waters, the devastation left behind in the Philippines could be severe, from damaged infrastructure and blocked roads to long-term power and communication outages. Recovery could take weeks, if not months. Yet amid the fear and uncertainty, one thing remains unshaken: the resilience of the Filipino people. Communities are already coming together. Volunteers are organizing relief drives, setting up community kitchens, and checking on neighbors. They've faced countless storms before, and each time they rise again. Typhoon Uwan is a brutal reminder of how fragile life can be in the face of nature's fury, and how vital preparation, cooperation, and compassion are during such moments. As this powerful storm bears down, let's remember those in its path. Share verified updates, support relief operations, and help spread awareness. Because while typhoons are inevitable, the loss of life doesn't have to be. Stay safe, stay informed, and keep the Philippines in your thoughts tonight.